Hello everyone, it's Seth Chandler and welcome to this episode of Slab Lab. This is going to be a first and it's real fun and exciting. We're going to be doing coin shop reviews and we're at our first coin shop now. I'm at the gorgeous Alhambra Coin Center, old school coin shop. Super excited to talk to the owner, Malcolm Varner. And we're in gorgeous Alhambra, California, Southern California. Look at this day. See the mountains in the background? It's pretty cool. So let's go inside. Hello everyone, I'm Seth Chandler and welcome to this edition of Slab Lab. And this is a little bit different one and I'm really excited to do this. I've been talking to PCGS and talking to everyone out there about this and I want to do coin shop reviews. And one of the first coin shops that came to mind was this gentleman's right here, Mr. Malcolm Varner, and he owns Alhambra Coin Center in Alhambra, California. And
46 years. 46
years.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
So let's have fun with it. We're going to obviously get some cool videos of inside the shop, but just wanted to sit down and talk with you. And I've been meaning to have this talk for a long time because, you know, I think we met maybe like 2 years ago.
Right.
You knew Dean a little bit, you know, the founder of where I work, and I just knew right away, whoa, old school, Southern California, been in business since the 1960s, and you are exactly what I'm looking for when we thought of Slab Lab, and that's just we got to get the people and the stories behind the coins, and you got tons of stories, and you're one of those type of people.
Well, you know, for the last at least 15 or 20 years, I've been telling the other dealers, we've got to start photographing and talking to the old dealers.
Right.
And I was talking about the Abe Kossoffs and Saul Kaplans and the people I knew when I was a teenager. And I'm 73 now, so this is a long time ago. But nobody's ever done it. And we've lost all of those early people. They're all gone now. So I think it's such a great thing to do it now.
Yeah, yeah. So we're trying to do as many as we can. So thank you for being on. This is really exciting.
Happy to do it. This is fun.
So like, why don't you start from the beginning? Like, where are you from? How did you start collecting coins, all that?
I was born and raised here in Southern California in San Marino. And what got me started in coins was my grandmother. She was a cashier in the 50s at County General, which was a open to the public type of a hospital. And, you know, back in the 50s, if you went in to see a doctor, it was maybe $1.50. And you paid in cash because there was no insurance in those days. So since she was the cashier, people would come in and they'd pay in silver dollars or old large size notes or whatever they had on hand. And so she started pulling them out. And let's see, I was born in 48, so about 56 or so, eight or 9 years old, we started doing it together. She'd bring the stuff and I'd go through it.
Great way for you guys to connect, like at the dining room table, right?
Exactly, exactly. And then as I got more and more into it, you know, all through grammar school and high school, I was really learning it intensively. And believe it or not, I had my first coin corporation when I was 15 and still in high school.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
And so I was going to shows and doing things like that.
So what year was this? What year was this?
Well, see, I was born in 48, so that's 63.
Wow.
Yeah, I graduated from high school in 66 and really started full-time, even though I was in college in 68. Okay. You know, that's when I was doing
So when
shows.
you were in high school, was there a lot of young dealers, or were you like one of the only ones that stuck out? Was there all the dealers older? What was it like?
There is a whole cadre. It's been known for a long time that there was a lot of dealers born in 48 that have gone on to be influential in the industry. At one point, I think there was about 50 of us that we could trace. And it was just a really good year, a good vintage for coin dealers. And so as I was a teenager and learning how to do it, there were many others like myself, you know, the Jim Halperts of the world and other people like that, Gene Sanders, many dealers that were my age or just a little bit older.
That's interesting. Yeah. So what was the coin market like in the 1960s? Was this during the roll craze or the proof set craze? When exactly was that?
Well, yeah, I was a teenager back in 68 and doing rare coins rather than the bullion and the rolls and things like that. There was still a little bit of the roll craze going on at that time. But that didn't interest me. Numismatics interested me.
I see. Okay. So did you go to college or did you just jump right into it?
Yeah. You have to remember, graduating high school in '66, there was a few events going on over in Southeast Asia called the Vietnam War.
Right, okay.
So I wanted to continue with my business, so I went to school and had a 2S deferment during that period. My brother had enlisted in the Marines, and he was over there in Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't want to join him over there, so I stayed in college while I was doing my business.
Got it. Okay.
So when I first started coming out of high school, I was a biochem major. But since I always wanted to just have my coin business, I rapidly changed that to archaeology, which was an avocation. And then took a lot of business classes so I could learn how to run a business.
That's good. That's good foundation.
And I can honestly say I have signed every paycheck I've ever cashed. I've never worked for anyone else except myself.
Really? Wow, you've been an entrepreneur since day one.
Since I was a teenager.
Yeah. And you're doing something you love, which is huge.
Yeah, exactly.
So how did the coin shop come about?
Well, from 68 through 73, I was mostly going to shows all over the country. And then in 73, I got married. And so wanted to settle down a little bit more. So I wanted to have an old-fashioned brick and mortar. So in 75, I brought my brother into the business to help run it while I was traveling. And we opened the coin shop here in Alhambra. And we've had the shop ever since.
So this shop you've had since 1975.
Right, that's right.
Do you have any pictures of you in your 70s outfits, like the long fat ties?
Probably. I'll try to dig
and we got to share that with everybody.
You.
Yeah, big coins and like big ties.
Exactly.
So wow. Exactly. So how did you? Was it? They just had a for lease or for sale sign on the door, and you go, "That's it."
San Marino is a few miles from here, and then when I got married, we moved to Arcadia, which is also very close to here. And so this was a good place because there was a lot of business in Alhambra. It was always known as a business community.
So were you scared? Everyone who jumps out on their own gets like a full-blown lease like that. Or were you a little nervous? You're like, oh, we're totally going to make it. We're going to do incredible.
No, I've never had doubts of my ability to make money in the business.
That's cool. Do you attribute that maybe to your success at a young age too, dealing?
And I had good support from my parents, my dad. When I started in '68, I had saved about $5,000, and he co-signed a note at Security Pacific Bank for $8,500, and that was my working capital.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
and it's grown from there.
So what was the first few months like?
Oh, the first few months probably was just trying to set it up. What's going to work? Because at that time we were 2 doors over, and the little store that we had leased was only 500 square feet. This one, the one we've been in since 1980, is about 2,000 square feet. And then we also have 2,000 square feet upstairs for our photography department and accounting and all those things.
It's a very impressive shop, and we're going to walk around a little bit, but it's old school. You run it like a machine, like you have the photography department here, eBay over here, bullion. It's really cool.
Okay, so here we are with Malcolm Varner, and we're actually looking at his actual shop a little bit more. Oh, that's all right. It's part of the workings of a shop. But let's just have fun with it. Why don't you show us your shop, your showroom?
Okay, well, very old-fashioned shop with a few modern accessories. Showcases out here. This is where most of the action is, right here. And then we also have a luxury department, which includes Hermes, Chanel, and Louis Vuitton. So we've got some cases there and cases over there.
I love the horseshoe design. I think that's critical.
Yeah, my dad was an architect. And when we bought the building originally and we moved from the little store here, he set this up just to maximize the amount of showcases you could get into that space.
Right.
And we just stayed with it.
Here, let's go around this side, Mina. Let's
Safes everywhere.
Okay, that's good. You gotta lock it up.
If you look at the showcases, you've got rare coins, gold coins, modern, inexpensive stuff. We do a lot of Rolexes, and this is all some really high-end jewelry that we've kind of honed our jewelry down to a small group of really nice stuff.
Right.
You know, so you can see the quality there.
It's beautiful. What percentage of your business is jewelry, do you think?
Probably less than 10%.
Got it, okay.
But that whole genre of the luxury goods and jewelry, I kind of lump together. And the purses is a big business now.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's what Shelley does most of her time with.
I mean, the goal is you want to get a coin buyer or a bullion buyer to come in here and buy something for themselves, and then they buy something for their wife.
I tell you, something that just happened a week or so ago. We had a nice Chinese couple came in, regular customers, and the man was looking at a $6,000 Chinese coin. And while he was looking at that, his wife bought a $20,000 purse.
Wow.
So he came back to Kevin and said, I want all three of the $6,000 coins.
Wow.
So he could even it out.
Yeah,
So he
that's cool.
spent 18.
Smart man right there, yeah. Whatever you spend for your wife, you could spend on yourself.
So that,
yeah.
believe it or not, there's a little synergy there between the two,
That's cool.
two areas.
Yeah. You know, you get a sense, though, you know, we all have to remodel from time to time, but you get the old schoolness very quickly as soon as you walk in the door.
Right, and we've updated it and upgraded it so it looks nice, but we haven't lost the original kind of homey look. It's very old school, you know, with the way the showcases are and the way we present the coins. And the public responds to it. We have very good relationship with our clients. They love coming here and they love spending time and they bring their kids.
Sure, yeah.
And we try to help the kids out. Matter of fact, you know, Tim, who did your thing.
Tim Chen, yeah.
He started here as I think he was 12 years old or so.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, as a kind of an apprentice. And then he went to your event last year and you know, he's really, really blossomed.
Right. Well, that's cool to hear. Don't let that, you know, Tim's really sharp. Let's not let that get to his head. But now I see how he got sharp. He had you as a mentor at a young age.
Yeah, and all the other people I have here. You have to remember Shelley, who's worked with me since the mid-'90s, her father and grandfather were in the coin business. So she's third generation. Her son, Kevin, works the front end for me. He's fourth generation now in the coin business. So all the people that I've had are experienced, and we treat everybody to be conscientious on how they deal with the public.
Sure. Yeah, you have to, right?
Because let's face it, the coin industry historically has a horrible relationship with the public. You know, most coin dealers are entrepreneurs and they're very self-centered people, and they don't relate as well to the public as they should be. So we have to kind of overcome our normal bias and deal with people. But I can remember back in the late 80s, a fellow who had worked for one of the other big firms came to work for me for a few years. And he bought something from the public at about half what I would normally pay for it. And he was so proud because he brought it in, and he's used to buying things right and then getting a bonus because of it.
Right.
And I told him, if you ever do that again, you're fired on the spot.
Yeah.
You don't treat people that way. So that was
good.
40 years ago.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, I mean, you know, at Weird Coin University, we have we spend half a day on ethics. Like business practices, and just like we would role play, you know, if you're in this situation, what decision would you make, and what are the consequences of making a bad decision?
Right.
You know,
right.
So
well,
important.
You know, for 25 years, I was on the ICTA board, and I served as chairman of the board for 2 years.
Can you explain that to folks, exactly what that is? The purpose?
ITCA is the Industry Council of Tangible Assets, and basically they were founded to be the lobbying end of the industry to deal with laws around the country as they pop up that could be positive or negative to
Sure.
our industry.
Mm-hmm.
And they've helped numerous states getting the exemptions that we have for buying and selling coins where you don't have to pay sales tax, and many other things that they've done. So, as I said, for many years, over 25 years, I was on the board, and it was a great experience learning what goes on in that aspect of the industry, because you don't realize what's going on outside of our industry. And a lot of it is very detrimental.
Yeah.
And we have to really, keep our eyes peeled on it. But in 2000 through 2002, I served as chairman of the board. And my 2-year term was all about ethics,
Mm-hmm.
because I thought, this is an area that is really emphasized in our industry. And I love it that people like yourself, are founding their businesses based on ethical treatment, and it's important.
It's the cheapest form of great marketing. By far the greatest marketing you could do. Commercials, full page ads, coin worlds, all that falls short. And just doing the right thing.
Well,
that gets around,
and having been around for so long now,
Mm-hmm.
probably at least 2/3 of our new business are personal recommendations
That's
from
great.
somebody else that was satisfied with what we did
That's
for
great.
them. So it's the best way to go.
Sure. You want to talk coins?
Sure.
Let's talk some coins.
Let's talk on.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's been the single